name is Chris George, and I'm on here because I want to talk about addiction and anything that goes with it. Um, I'm going to start by talking about myself. I was addicted to alcohol for almost 14 years. And I was able to quit on my own, get rid of my anxiety, get rid of my depression, no triggers, no nothing. I'm going to start by saying that addiction is placed society, the word is placed in the wrong manner. You can't take a word and all suddenly assume that it's just that's gonna be it. So when you think of addiction, you automatically think of a drug dealer or a drug addiction or alcohol, something of that sort. That's all dandy and fine because it is kind of a part of that direction, but that doesn't mean it is addiction. It doesn't mean anything like that. Addiction is something you crave or want more than you need. Like you almost do anything for it. You'll burn bridges, et cetera, et cetera. People do that every day. It doesn't mean they're addicted to drugs. I think society is okay with placing things wherever they want. Just taking words and placing a word in general, and in general. So I mean, who are you to judge by telling somebody they can't do something or they're an addict because of the direction they went or what they're doing for that addiction? Here's something for you. Every single baseball player, professional athlete, football, soccer that gets paid to do their sport has an addiction. They had an addiction to become the best at their ability to be good enough to get picked up by a professional league and get paid for it. That is an addiction. I'm sure they made sacrifices numerous times to play their sport because they were addicted to what they were getting from it. Now, people can look at addiction and think it's a bad word or you're addicted, you're an addict. Society needs to stop placing things like that. It doesn't work out right. This is why our recovery basis is so low. I tried going to a program. They tell me right in the beginning that you can't do this on your own or you wouldn't be here. No, that is not true. I'm sorry. That says false information right away. They tell people. You're coming there because you want help. It doesn't mean that you can't do it on your own, that you're not capable, or else you would. No, everybody needs guidance. Everybody needs a path. No one just knows what to do. They either read about it, or they follow instincts, or they listen. They talk. So for you to tell somebody that you were strong enough to get here, but you were not strong enough to get back, is ridiculous. Don't listen to people like this. If they are telling you that they can't do it or people can't do it because no one has, they're basing their beliefs on guessing or stimulations or people. You can't rely on someone to do something, but you can rely on yourself to get it done. Your path is going to choose the way you want to walk. People have a tendency to fall and just to get up right away. They don't learn nothing from that. What people need to do is learn to fall, and when they do fall, and when you get back up, to learn how you're standing. And to try to keep yourself like this. Instead of just continuously moving forward and going on. Most people won't even know who they are. Why? Because they spend their entire lives chasing something that's in the mirror. You're never going to be more than this. You are you. Your talents and your active traits and your wisdom and your knowledge, those things you establish. You are. You become. So in order for you to just look at yourself and say, this is what I want to be, you need to stop looking at the person and start looking at yourself. You know, most people, when they look at somebody and say, this is what I want to be like, I want to be like him, they're looking at the person. They're not looking at, what they've done or accomplished or what they've sacrificed in order to get there. No one knows those things. Why? Because they only want to see the shine. They don't ever want to see the darkness. Well, right now you're in the darkness. Why? Because you don't even know who you are. You're in an addicted state. Now before I start coming to myself, let me tell you about things, okay? These are the things that I've learned. Me, if I am not telling anybody that these are correct, right, or should be done, I'm telling you how it worked for me and what I did. It's not the road we walk on. It's the path we are deciding to take. So, let me start off by saying who the real boss is. The real boss doesn't have, now one thing, addiction doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a race. It's you. You decide the addiction. One thing straight, you are always in control. You are in control of doing what you're doing, whether you are doing it in a way that a manner that the public don't want to see you do it, or you're doing it in a way that is making everyone else proud. It don't matter. You're still the one in control of doing it. It's your mind. Now, the big boss of everything is time. Now let me explain why. Because it takes time to do everything. It takes time to learn how to do things. It takes time to get yourself altered. When I mean altered, I don't mean you being tipped over or something. You're slowly altering your mind by becoming more of this addict because it's agreeing with it. Free will is a very real thing. It's not the reason why free will that supposedly God cannot control is because it's two different things. It's your mind and your body. He can't control one without the other. So he knows what you're going to do if you're going to do it because you made up your mind. But he doesn't know what you're going to do if you're going to make a choice and the next split second you make another. Now, if you believe in religion like that, I don't like to get into that type of basis, but those, if you believe. So the basis of all that is no matter what, if you believe what you're doing is right, you're going to do it. So time has no enemies. Neither does addiction. It likes everybody. It loves us. Why? Because the moment we're born, they are there. Our mind states. Time is inevitable. So once if we are not alive, there is no time. People created time. Yes, granted, the days go and stuff like that, but the actual formula of time was created by man. All that's going to keep moving, no matter if we sit there and tell it not to or do. So we didn't create time. We created ways of reading it. That's it. All right. Time is always going to be there. We didn't create time. But when we're born, we have our own time, right? Because now it's my time. Because this is my life. So that's the boss. Your time controls everything, no matter which way you go. Now, addiction, it's like his right-hand man, you know? You know, like a Don, a Godfather, and one who knows, hey, doing, huh? Hey, you with me on this day of my daughter's wedding? I give you the question. You know? And then they have his right-hand man, the one who never speaks, in the corner with a hat. Looks at you. Scary, like. Small. It's scary. Anyways, they have friends. Now this is how addiction is going to work. And I'm going to tell you how. Addiction is going to work. Addiction is going to work, and time is going to help these people. Help it. Let me tell you why. When you start learning and processing things a little bit, you don't see babies with addiction, anxiety or depression, do you? No, because they don't have any worries. They're happy. It takes energy to be sad or depressed or anything like that. Now you can't have one without the other. If you have anxiety, most likely you have depression. If there's people who say they don't let them fool you, because one really don't work without the other. And vice versa. They kind of like need each other. I'm going to tell you why. Because when people start getting to a certain point, people start worrying about things. They learn how to worry. And they start worrying about dumb stuff. I don't mean dumb because, you think it's dumb. No. I'm saying it's dumb because there's really no reason to worry about it. It's nonsense. This is where your brain kind of like looks at it as like, man, you're stressing me out. I'm telling you. You know something? Here. There's anxiety for you. Let him deal with this shit. I am not. I'm tired. So anxiety starts kicking in. I'm like, yo, what up? Because who the new boss in town is? Me. I'm the big boss in town. And I'm saying we are going to fucking worry about everything. So now you start stressing. And the things you were worrying about before, now you're becoming sad about it. Why? You don't know. You just know it's now even harder. Because your anxiety looking at you like, we gonna make it this way, boys. Oh, we ain't doing nothing. So the depression all of a sudden kicks in because the brain's like, I can't stand this stress. So next thing you know, the brain is like, there's something else you can deal with now. There's some depression for you. Because I can't work this hard no more. You're stressing me out. This is where migraines come in and stupid things behind your eyes and sights. It's dumb. But those two collaborate. They love working with each other. Oh, depression and anxiety. They're like best buddies. They're like Forrest Gump and Jenny. 2 peas and a carrots, whatever you want to call them. They start working together. And addiction's like, yeah. And time, they're giving him all the time he wants because he's liking where this is going. It's less on him. So next thing you know, addiction is just like, yo, what did we try the other day? That was good. We should try it again this weekend. Say hi. Say hi to the kitty. This is MJ, guys. MJ's cool. So, when you're sitting there pondering why you're stressing on things and worrying so much and wondering why, addiction is like, don't worry about it. In about 20 minutes, you're gonna be high. Now comes motivation. And then determination. And then there's effort. Those sound like a lot of good things, do they? But you put those two together on the side of anxiety and depression, you're just going to keep going for a while. I promise you. You stop looking at it. Stop burning bridges, stop caring. And those are your pushes. You'll start making up. Now you get to the point, because remember, everything you're basing this on happened already. You are making up things and scenarios in your head for months down the road to the point where you believe them because they're foggy and furry. You can't really remember them so clearly to argue with yourself and be like, no. The crazy thing is, you argue with yourself and you let yourself win. You think you're talking really to something else in your mind. You're like, you think you're talking to Fred or something. I don't know. Trust me, I was there. Telling yourself, this is the last time, Thursday's the last day, we're gonna party! What are you gonna do now? No, I'll come around next week. You're like, oh man, fuck this, man. Anything going on in my life anyway. You give yourself excuses to keep going. Because your body wants to be happy and healthy naturally. This is why you get sick. This is why you get chills. This is why you get headaches, migraines. Because you're continuously fighting yourself to try to look at yourself to say that you're okay. Now, who are you to say that you ain't okay? You know, people need to learn to stop listening to things that they don't know anymore. For someone to look at you and tell you you can't do this, the reason why you're here is because you don't know who you are. Yes, you don't know who you are is correct. Are you lost? No, because you found your way there. All right? The tools you need to get back to your reality and to find out who you are the same tools you used to get what you are now. So for someone to foolishly tell you you cannot use those same tools again, that this is the way it has to be done, is not a good way to start off a place, especially when you're trying to help them. I always learned the best way for you to help somebody is to get them to know that they are capable of helping themselves. If you are capable in knowing that you can help yourself and do what you want and have the control, then you are capable of altering your mind again to have that control back. For people to say for years you can't do this, blah, blah, but my father goes to AA. For those alcoholics out there who think they're going to keep calling themselves names and alcoholics and this is what's going to save their life. Let me explain something to you. My father's been going for 30-something years and almost goes 4 to 5 times a week. I don't care. The man still wants to drink. If he stopped going to AA, he would drink. You know why? Because they never got rid of it. You gave it to a higher power, subliminally, supposedly lifting it off you. But yet, there are hidden messages in those things. Now, if you're not seeing these, that's because you are mentally hooked on the 12 steps that can never be completed. Because you will spend the rest of your life, if you are serious about going to AA and it fixes you, which God bless, it did. But you will be going for the rest of your life. And you will always know that there's triggers and cravings always for the rest of your life. That is, that at the time being, for those two guys, Dr. Bob and whatever his name was, I forget his name, Phil or something, Bill, Bill and Dr. Bob, that's right. At their time, that was perfect. That was a good thing. It's a non-stop, continuously running 12 steps. If you do it properly and correct, you don't really finish it. But those gentlemen never thought about getting rid of it. They just made up steps, enough steps, for you not to think about it or not dwell on it or anything. But they're not getting rid of the crave or this or anything like that. They're sustaining it. And let me explain why. I had to go to these things. And they drove me nuts. Did I want to drink? No. I want to slap them all. I want to be like, you people are fucking depressed. Sorry. You people are depressing. I didn't mean to swear. My apologies. You people are depressing. Let me tell you why. Who wants to, number one, Every single person that spoke in that room, they said, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm an alcoholic." Why do you need to remind yourself every day what you are going to remember for the rest of your life? I don't like hearing it. I don't want to hear that every day. I want to wake up and like, that's a bad word. I'd like call myself a good man or something. I'm nice. Hi, I'm Chris Kroll and I'm nice. I'd rather say that than say, hey, I'm Chris Kroll and I'm an alcoholic. You know, for what, man? Oh man, they tried telling me that I didn't want to stop. I'm just like, what are you talking about? I already did. That's impossible because no one there could do it. Because none. I told them flat out. One of the last things was because there's none of you really want to stop. There must be 25 people in here, maybe give or so take, and none of you really want to stop. You really want to stop, you will do it. A bottle sitting in front of you is not alive. It may have some living organisms in it because it is got alcohol in it. Maybe, okay, maybe it's alive a little bit. But basically, it doesn't move. It can't convince you of doing anything. You are going to convince you to grab the bottle and want to drink it because you still want to. But there's that force trying to fight it. You don't go to some place that sits there and holds it for you. You want to get rid of it. You want to throw it away. Trash. Where does the trash go? In a dumpster. 2. Why do you want to follow steps when you make steps every day? The reason why a lot of AA guys still think they have to is because they're not leading themselves anywhere. They're following another path. Yeah, that one looks tough drinking out of a straw. Don't fool you. So why would you want to keep following these footsteps? For what? People in life are better off knowing that they are capable than what they are not capable of. Now, you have these 4 things on you: time, addiction, anxiety, and depression. Now, these 4 are just playing piano. They're just like stringing you along, you know, just going along, playing a song. And you're getting messed up on. I did it for 14 years. I just woke up one day and I'm like, I knew I was never going to make myself do it. But if I was forced to do it, either you do this or go here, then fine. So I ended up calling the cops on myself. I asked her for a program. She gave it to me. First, they were going to give me 6 to 8 months. I asked her, no, I want the 12th to 18th month one. She asked why. I said I want to euthanize time. I want to hold it and grab it. I want to use it in a manner that is for my benefit, not for what my mind is thinking. Now, for a moment there, that was clarity. That's you. Will is 2 things. I'm going to tell you something about will real quick. You ever drive down the road and thinking about stopping at McDonald's or wherever you want to go, you just keep going and say, you know, you ready to drive, you watching it pass. Like, what the hell is going on here? Why am I keep going for? That's will. That's your body telling you it's not doing it, and that's your mind saying it wants to. Because you kept doing what it wanted to do. Now, it's not a split personality. Don't get me wrong. It's the same body. But in order for you to become one, you need to find yourself first. As of right now, you're a balance. And you got to stay balanced in order for you to continue the way you are going. If you do not balance, no, I think it's if you do not balance yourself, you're not going to be able to control which side of the fence you're on. You need to realize that you can walk this line. Of course it's going to be hard. You got to take baby steps because it took you this many years to get there. It ain't going to take that many years to get back, but you'll get to it's going to take a minute. Change things around you. Everything has to be changed. If your mind recognizes a pattern, it'll continue to process that pattern. For you to control your mind in a sense of well-being, you have to be able to adapt, overcome, use things that you know that are right. Change your, change your mind state. Like if you get up in the morning and you don't put on slippers, start putting on slippers. Start making your bed. Don't let it stay messy. When you go to the bathroom, look at yourself and say you're a good person. Change little things you wouldn't normally do. That way you're not telling your mind you're doing something else for it to stop thinking right, but you're just altering it just enough to keep it going. You do this for a minute, and after a while, you start feeling happier again. You start feeling controlled, that you have control. You start thinking of just good things. It takes energy to think the way some people do in order to get themselves that low and around. Lots of energy. They don't say they can't do it. That's because they're tired. Their mind is exhausted. Their strength is gone. The depression and anxiety is pretty much taking over. There's no motivation at all. What does he want motivation for? It feels so good to do nothing. I can honestly say that I'm 41 years old and I know who I am. I am. Right now, in your addiction, you're just will. You're willing to survive. You're willing just to do what it takes to get things done. But when you find you know that you can be in control, you become I am. Because people, they're just words. They're words. Let me tell you why. Because words don't hurt. It's part of our Constitution for freedom of speech. This is why it can never work in court to say they said, he said, she said. It's more about, see, words don't have meaning. You have meaning. You're a person. You're a human being. You're part of a race, the human race. Words only have meanings. That's it. When people want a good piece of steak, they just don't take any sirloin or any piece of meat. They get a mignon. Why? Because it's the best part. So, when you go out, you want a good piece of meat. You don't just get a sirloin. I want a New Yorker. I want a mignon. Get the mignon. Why? Why not shoot? Why not have the best? The best that you can do is perfect. The best that anybody can do is perfect. Not trying because you're listening to somebody else's words, that's ridiculous. Now, I am going to always tell you that you should believe in yourself. Believe in knowing that things you do and things you want to do makes you in control of who you are. You are the master of your own universe. You are the one that is in control. Everything you do is because of you. No matter if it's good, bad, wrong direction or not. You are going the direction because you are telling yourself to do it. There is nothing else in control. So, who are some people trying to say that you can't have control when you're in control the whole time? I had to prove this program wrong. I had to tell them, you people are ridiculous. I don't need a meeting or a place to tell me that I'm going to do better in my life. As long as I believe in it, I will do it. You are your own worst enemy. You are choosing not to like these people and blames because you are making those decisions. You're the only one who can tell yourself you can't. I'm going to look at you and tell you right now that you can. I'm not going to tell you to walk this path, or I'm going to say, why not choose a different direction? No one's saying it's the right direction, but as of right now, the direction you're going doesn't look like it's that good. Because sometimes people can't read or see from the outside, especially when they're looking so far out. You start looking so far out, you don't see yourself anymore. You become distant. Instead of just being right here, looking yourself in the eye and telling you are capable. Knowing that you can do whatever you put your mind to, whether it's this or that. So look at yourselves. Tell yourself that you're a good person, that you're knowledgeable, that you're worthy. Because you are worthy. You are worthy to you, and you owe it to yourself, and it's your life. You make the choices. If you really feel that this is the only thing, is the gutter, and you've lost yourself, all you need is the mind change. Your body will come naturally. You know, when you are in control of yourself, there is nothing a human being can't do. This is why we have different levels of humanity. Some people make it, some people don't, because these people believed. They believed in themselves. You know, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story about a man and a misfortunate person. This man's walking down the road, and he happens to love to talk to people. It says his sign, it says, we'll work for crack. The man turns around and asks him, says, do you like work? Do you like crack? Don't you want money? He says, well, I'm going to spend money. I want to spend it on crack. Why not? Well, why do you want to smoke? Because it covers and it gets rid of my problems. How? You're here asking for crack. So how did you get rid of your problem? Society says that, you know, I'm a crackhead. And people put me down and laugh. And this is what I've been doing for the last 20 years. You've been smoking crack for 20 years. And he talks to him for a little while longer. And he analyzes. And he tells the child's crackhead, he goes, you know something? I see a lot of effort here in you. I don't know why you want to give up so easily. Yeah, there's no effort. After this, maybe. We need effort. I do not effort. Listen. In order for you to do whatever it is you do, in order for you to get your crack, it takes effort. For you to convince people, to lie to people. I'm assuming you lie. So, and I'm not making it something assuming, because the person who tells the truth, I wouldn't be most likely not here. So, yeah, I think you have a lot of effort. Well, thank you, he said. I didn't see that. I never saw that about that. I have effort. Talks the guy a little longer. He's like, oh, come back tomorrow if you want. You want to talk? Come on. And he's just like, yeah, I'd love to talk. Just came back next day. Bought him some lunch. I said, thank you. He says, I got nothing to give you, but I can, there's no. But for the fact that you were willing, and the effort you're probably willing to do is good enough thanks for me. Thank you. And the misfortunate man said, why are you so pissed at me? People just don't like being nice to me. It's because most people don't like themselves. I think I like myself. I love myself. I think I'm a pretty good person. I believe in me. I've been thinking about it. You know what else I've seen? I see motivation. You have a lot of motivation. I know motivation, man, with effort, man. I don't know what motivation is. I don't have motivation because, man, all that effort takes motivation to do. Stop putting yourself down and seeing these things. I see it, I don't even know you. All you told me is you smoke crack. So you want? I'm gonna be here tomorrow. You want to talk some more? She says, yeah, I would love to. She comes by again the next day. Brings the man something to drink. Gatorade or whatever. Nice big bottle of it so you can have it for a while. Some, trail mix and stuff. And tells the guy, and he goes, how's your day going? He goes, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, thank you. He's just like, look at you. The last couple of days I've seen you. He's like, you weren't even smiling the first day. Now all of a sudden you got a smile on your face. Why? Because you were nice to me. You believed in me. I haven't had that in decades. And people don't. They may seem they do, but the effort you throw in front of them and the things they want to say, just because they don't know it or it's different means that most likely you are making it up because it is not the same like everybody else. What makes you any different? You know why? Because I am not them. I am me and who I am. So the things that may go wrong in my life may affect me in an entirely different way than they do anybody else. So he tells the man, he goes, you've been smoking crack for 20 years and you've been on the streets? Yes, sir. That's a lot of determination. Now, this man told me he had effort, motivation, determination. That don't sound like a bum to me. That sounds like a person that is willing. Someone just needs to give him the able. Most people don't want to. Because you're greedy. Stingy. Figure they want to do it for nobody, they don't want to do it for them. So that makes you no better than them. My place. The part of growing is able to change what you've learned and what you see. To know the real right from wrong. So he comes at the fourth day out of the clear blue. And he tells me, come here. He wanted to see his expression and reasons. So he surprises him. He says, how you doing? He goes, oh man, I see you no more. It's so good to see you. He's like my friend. And he's like, yeah, I'm your friend. He puts in his pocket, he pulls out a 50 rock. And he shows it to the crackhead. He goes, here. I don't want that. He's like, you sure? It's free. No. I don't need it. Okay. Why not? Why don't you need it? What makes you think you don't need it? Because I said so. I said so. What did you do before work? What did you do before your life was? And the guy just stares at the ground for a minute. And he looks up and goes, I have family. I had friends, I had a job. I was a stockbroker on Wall Street. It was very good. But I had an addiction that I couldn't control or overcome. It wasn't the crack. It was providing for my family. I'd be saying it became so overwhelmed with work because I needed to make sure my family's future was secure. That I lost touch with them. My wife took the kids and left. Said I cared more about my job than her. Kids. So I took what money I had left. I partied and tried to forget. I forgot alright. Used it for one money. One day. You let me have clarity. I may smoke crack tomorrow and go back to what I was doing. But at this moment of my life is the first time I ever felt like a man in a long time. I made my decision today. Addiction does not have a color. It doesn't have a reason. It don't need a reason. It's constantly hungry. It loves to feed. What you give it to eat is entirely up to you. There's your basis of control. Stop feeding yourself nonsense, worrying about things. You're allowed to say no. It is your right. I use these methods on how to overcome, because I am me. Thank you for this time. I'll be back on in a couple days and I will want to talk about addiction. Anybody who has a question, I did it on my own. I have no triggers, nothing, no meetings, steps to follow but my own. So, yeah. You are in control, remember that. Thank you. Society only places people where they deem fit to make sure that they don't be too loud of a thought. It's easier to get rid of something than it is to fix it. Fixing things takes time. Time costs money. And these older crowds now, they don't want to try no more because they know that the younger crowd either don't care. Because today's society, there's no way they would make it 60 years ago. Because you had kahunas and you stood up for yourself and you believed in yourself and you knew that when you got out of high school, you turned a certain age, it's time to move on, and people just didn't thrive or lord or try to think. knowing that being a man is part of being a man. You have to understand, society is never going to change the basis of how recovery should be. Only you can. You can make that choice. But society does need to change because they're a bunch of sissies now. I'm sorry. To be offended by anything and everything, and trying to get rid of our freedom of speech and have like proper word using. Those people who say things like that need to understand and look at themselves in the mirror and really take a gander of saying proper word use. I would love for you to any person of that type of sort to explain and tell us why it should be okay, because I know for a fact that there are people in the world that have pissed you off and you want to say something, and you have, or you might have. Well, it goes both ways. That means if you say something that could be offensive, you can do the same thing, and that little minority thing where you look at it as, oh, that is such a hypocritical thing, blah, blah, blah. You can't argue with that no more. Because you got your wish, and now they are the person behind or in front of you is doing the exact same thing to you on something even smaller and minute, because in their world and mind, it destroys them and bothers them. So make sure that when you try to pass laws like this, you are ready to do it for your own self also. Because I know people have pissed you off and you've called them something and you're just like, oh, no, that's different. They deserve. No, I don't care what you gay, straight, purple, yellow, green, orange, black, yellow, green. It don't matter to me. I am a human being. I believe in only one race, and that is the human race. I don't care what you look like. I'm going to treat you the same way you will always treat me. You treat me any different because of who or what I may be or become, that is when I start treating you with the same respect. These are how societies live basis rules on. You get to a certain point and then they automatically, people that are sort of in charge, I would say, or more looked at by guidance, for guidance, they end up being like, we gotta do anything we can just to make sure our peace stays like this. So it's not always up to one person, it never will be. Society based things on groups. One thing I learned about high school is there's no difference for the way people act and how they become friends and communicate. It's just they're older now. They don't want to say it in the words they did before. There's no need to sit there and say, "Fuck you, motherfucking nigga! I can't stand you, white ass cracker honk." You don't need to say anything. It don't matter, because those are young men's words. Someone who's old and wise about it and have a conversation and be like, listen, I may not like those type of people, but this is why I'm going to do it. So I have a belief. I must stick to my beliefs. If his beliefs are not right, well then that's him to make the decision. Society has no right to tell somebody how to act or how to be or what to look like. Or even a child who has an ambition of making themselves look like a rainbow or whatever, glitter, it don't matter to me. Don't matter. That kid is not going to express himself any better than what he's trying to do. If kids and people laugh at him, then they need to learn at a younger age that this is okay, because that is their decision to do that. It doesn't give them a right. Yes, it does. Read our Constitution. It is not breaking the law laughing at somebody. I'm not telling you it is right by far to do that. But to teach your child that they shouldn't do something because society will look at them different, that is wrong. We should be teaching children to believe in us and to have that opening. Again, thank you. I'll be on again and I'll be talking like this continuously because I believe in you. You don't have to call yourself an addict. You don't have to call yourself anything except your name or something nice. It's always your choice. Bye, folks.